Well, I just saw Coach Narduzzi over at the Kellogg there. He was in for a couple minutes, and I hope every one of these players that are here and everybody that really worked with us closely sees a little bit of their name up on that award. Because I think these are program awards. I think these are things that you don't get there without a lot of people, and everybody's got to be pulling in the right direction and doing their job and be excellent at their job. So when we came here, we wanted to build a legacy, and I think that's what we did as a program.
When we talked a few weeks ago, you said, yeah, I thought I'd be maybe a MAC head coach. But this job and this opportunity changed the course of your career and your life, didn't it?
Yeah, it really did. And when I came here for the first time, as one of Nick Saban's assistants, it sort of put this place on the map, and I probably was able to come back probably because of some of the relationships that I had developed at that time.
It feels like 30 years ago, I think, that you came
Is
back.
it 30?
I think so, 94, 95, right?
Yeah, I guess you're right. About 30 years, yeah. But it's been a good career. I coached for 41 years, and a lot of different people in and out of my life, players, and I think that's what I'll remember.
When you were announced to grade, when you found out that you were being sorry, can you describe what you were doing when you got that color file now uploaded and given?
Yeah, it was just I can't remember where I was at. I think it was down in Florida. But I do remember just sort of being stunned. It doesn't happen every day. And again, I look back and I just point to it and look at it as a program award, and a lot of people involved in this. And, my name might go up there, but I hope everybody feels a piece of that when they look at it.
In hindsight, if you could do it over again as a coach, would you learn to enjoy the victories more than the losses tear you up?
Probably. Could use a couple more wins over Michigan, I guess. But yeah, the losses, especially the ones that are close, you always look at those things and say, if we would have done this or done that, we would have come out as a winner. So, those you're all going to look at that. Always going to look at that. But I think that probably need to enjoy the wins a little bit more. You're probably right, Fred.
Are the storms near where you're in Florida? Are they away from your place, or are they?
Well, they're on the west coast there, but they're farther. They're farther down.
I was just curious.
Southwest.
What does it mean when more than 100 former players showing up for this? To see these guys, you said it's a program award, and
yeah. And I got a lot of calls, people that couldn't make it and stuff like that, which I totally understand. But I think it points to one of the first things we tried to do as a program was build relationships with people. And I think you have to do that because we have a shared sense of commitment, a shared sense of communication, and then when you trust each other as people, those relationships are going to stand for a lifetime. And we try to develop those, and we build into those things. And in the early years, in 07, 08, 09, we had tremendous buy-in by our players. And then you went through the 10, 11, 12 years, and I looked at those years, and that's when we started competing for championships. And then, 13, 14, 15, we, sorry, so much probably coming. That's when you probably sort of hit our stride, and then, finishing out, we, won 114 and finished out and, lost some close games, but won a lot of them too.
last year you got to be around these guys a little bit in tough times. What did you get from that? And I guess, what do you see the direction right now with Jonathan? I know you're in Maryland for that game.
Well, when you start talking about tough times and you're still going to bowl games, they're not that tough. So again, I built into the relationships, and it was always about what we do for people and with people. But where I see the direction going with Coach Smith is very, very positive. I watched all the games. They're very resilient as a football team. I think that comes from the head coach. They can play through the smoke, as I used to say. Things bad happen, they can get up, they can go to the next play and be successful. So you see that, and this is year one. Game number 5 coming, and there's a lot of positives you can point to, and I think the future is very, very bright.
Your name is already engraved up there, but they'll cover it up tomorrow. When they unveil that, can you explain what kind of emotions will go through you?
Who'd have thunk? Who'd have thunk that? But no, that'll be something that I experienced, I guess, at that point in time. But again, when I put it in perspective, that so many people helped make this happen. Their name's up there as well as mine, and I can relate to that.
I'm sorry if you were asked this, but when were you informed that your name was going up there, and who told you, and what was that like?
Alan Haller told me, and he told me, I think it was this summer.
Summer, what was your reaction?
Unbelievable. For my name to be up there among, the greatest Spartans in history, again, it speaks to a lot of different people working, but, to share that, it's a monumental thing.
Who was the first person you told or called?
Oh, my wife.
Yeah.
Yes.
What was her reaction?
Same as mine. Wow. Can you believe that? Very appreciative. Buddha fountain.
One of your
Yeah, that could be your headline. Buddha fountain.
Hey Mark, one of your residences is here in Michigan. How gratifying is it to stay in the state and not get too far away from the legacy that you helped build here? Is that something that you
Well, I love Michigan. I love being over on the West Coast there and being near the lake and just live my life with my wife and seeing our kids, seeing my grandchildren, and being a part of their lives. And so, you miss coaching, though. I can't say that you don't miss it. You miss the relationships and the things that the X's and O's and things like that. And that game's going in a little bit different direction these days, but speed it up a little bit.
And obviously you've made East Lansing within driving distance for basketball games and football games.
Yeah, I've been back. Been around Coach Izzo a lot. And it's always good to take a trip on a basketball trip, and I'll take a football trip every now and then, that type of thing. So I went to Maryland game. So it's been good.
You helped set a standard of excellence here, being during your time that now Con's been trying to chase bring the program to excellence. What does it mean for you to have set that kind of bar of success and showed what it could look like here?
Well, I think that, when I first came here as the head coach, I pointed to the past as the opportunity and to be able to be successful here. If there was that opportunity. And I can say the same probably now. You've been successful in the past, and once you've done something once, there's always a better percentage that you can do it again. So when you look at those type of things, hopefully it serves as and they can chase a little bit. That's what we did.
Coached a lot of places. You're going to be in that stadium forever now. What became special about coaching in that stadium specifically for you?
Oh, everything about it. Spartan fans. Tradition of Michigan State, being there with my players. Being in the hunt with our players, for whatever, being successful, winning a lot of big games, winning championships, those type of things. So there's a lot of things when you walk back in there, you feel that you still have a sense of it.
Is this like closure to 41 years of coaching when you think about it? I mean, there's really, I don't know what else you can do when you get into the Hall of Fame and does this feel like you always talked about completing your circles, but does this feel like the end of 41?
Well, I hope it's not the end, but But yeah, I know what you mean. Sort of end of my coaching career and those type of things. Yeah, it's sort of like the things that you wanted to do when I came in here. Things I wanted to do when I came in here was measure up in state. I think we did that. Graduate our players, send players to the NFL. I think we've done those things. Win Big Ten championships. We did that, and then the last thing we wanted to do was leave a legacy, leave something behind that people could say, hey, they did it right, they were successful what they did, and I think we've done that.
Is everybody good? We got to wrap it up.
Yeah.